There's an interesting article by Suzanne Moore, I think you've probably heard of. She's a journalist, and she, when I was on Twitter, was very active about the trans issue as well. And she's saying, she's done an article in the Telegraph saying, I won't sacrifice my safety so a trans woman feels validated. And what she's writing about is Hampstead Ladies Pond. I don't know if you've heard of this. So in Hampstead, apparently, I don't know because I don't move in those circles, but apparently there's a ladies pond.
It's been going on for several years.
Yeah, it has it. There's a gentleman, I think it happened in 2019, and a mixed pond basically. And the ladies pond, they've allowed the ladies pond, trans blokes to go into the ladies ponds. And there's anecdotal stories about men with erections, naked men in these areas basically. And the reason they've allowed it to happen is because they want to allow these trans women to feel validated as real women. And she's just saying, I'm not prepared to sacrifice my spaces for these trans. But what's interesting, we were talking about, the question I want to ask here is, we were talking about type of trans people. We've identified young girls who may in a different life have been goths or cut themselves or whatever. We've identified sports cheats. My final question on the trans thing is, what kind of man wants to do that? Why would a man with full genitalia, with his wig on, called Dorothy, as you described him, he's got the choice of going in a male pond. He's got the choice of going in a mixed pond there, whatever. But he wants to go into the women's pond. Why would he want to do that? Because I mean, I'm asking you as though you understand. Yeah, no, I know you're not trans, by the way. I'm just asking. But what? Surely any right-thinking person with his wig on or whatever would think the mixed pond will be fine for me because it's men and women, so it doesn't really matter that I'm dressed like a woman because it's whatever. But they actually want to go. Of
course they do. Why does the wolf want to get in the sheep pen? It's exactly the same reason. And the reason why they want to go into the women's pool, A, because they'll get a sexual kick out of it, and some of that kick will be making those women uncomfortable. And that, that's a sexual kick for some men. Also for what they can see, they may seem unchanging, there's a kick there, but there's also the big kick of they're looking at me like I'm a woman. And there's a whole mental health issue around this called AGP, which is autogenophilia. I struggle with that word. And that's men who get sexually aroused by thinking of themselves as women and other people thinking of them as women. And that's why they go in those ponds. The reason why there are danger in those ponds is because, as you said before, men are physically stronger than women. And I don't care what anybody says, an average, a poorly healthy man can destroy 99% of women.
Yeah, I agree.
So you might know, these women who go, I've done karate, I've done kung fu, I go to the gym. It's like, yeah, love, you might outrun me. That's at my age now. You may outrun me. Yeah. But that's it. If I get hold of you,
if I get my hands on you,
if I put one hand on you and get a grip, you're done.
Yeah.
And we've convinced a lot of women, especially young women, that they're just as strong as men, and that they can fight men, and that they can take a punch off a man.
Yeah.
Absolute nonsense. Yeah. We've made women less safe by drilling this into them that they think they can take a man on.
And I think if you watch something like the Marvel movies and things like that, they have these women who do these fantastic and take down three men. That just will never happen in real life. Men are so much physically stronger, faster than women. It just can't happen.
Yeah, and that's not an insult.
Yeah, no, it's
that's
not
a biological reality because our roles were all about protection and hunting and providing, so we had to be stronger. Women's roles were about raising children, looking after the village, looking after the home. And there's no insult in doing any of those jobs, but we've been designed for those jobs. It's like criticising a cow for not being able to bring down an elephant. Well, no, cows are designed to bring down elephants. Lions are designed to bring down elephants, not cows.
Yeah.
So, again, feminism have convinced women that being a woman isn't good enough. And most men can't believe that's true. There's nothing higher in our lives than the women in our lives. We would die for women. We put ourselves at risk all the time for women. But women are being told by other women, the worst thing you can be is just a woman. Like, no, that's the highest form of praise, is you being a woman, you being a mother, you looking after the home, you having a job if you want a job, you're having a career if you want options, yes. But we denigrate their innate role of motherhood, and we've been doing it for a long time. And the reason why those men are dangerous in that pool also is because the women's natural protectors, decent men, are not in there.
Nowhere to be seen. And that's,
so you've left the one rogue wolf with your flock.
Yeah.
And what we need to protect the flock are sheepdogs.
Yeah.
And the sheepdogs don't go into that pen because we respect the sheep too much.
Yes, correct. We've created that area for them to be safe.
To be safe.
And we've let the wolf in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we've not let the wolf in. Those sheep, some of those sheep invited those wolves in because that wolf said he was a sheep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. And talking about the male strength thing, there's a
you stay there, but stay there one sec. I'm gonna. And for people who want to know more about how this happens, it's the first time I've done that. My new book, Feminism, Myths, Lies, Ungratefulness, is all in there. Everything we've talked about, that I've been talking about, all in there.
I think
available on Amazon.
We'll have another plug at the end.
Yeah.
And I think I know you feel strongly about this. I agree that feminism has contributed towards a number of these issues we see, especially with the trans movement there. But I think there's a number of other factors that push into it. It's not just feminism, it's education, it's universities, it's all those things.
And what's ruined our education system?
What's ruined our education
Feminism.
System? Possibly, or progressive or wokeism or whatever.
Yeah.
There's lots of male academics who support this stuff.
Lots of male feminists.
Yes, there are. Yes, well, if feminists aren't only women, that's probably true. But I think it's an interesting point, isn't it? Because you made a very good point. What is better than being a woman? For a woman, being a woman should be the thing they are proud of, the thing they celebrate. And the trans thing is very similar to that. Fairly early on in the trans movement, there was this phrase, born in the wrong body. I don't know if you heard that. They don't use that anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's actually been kind of eviscerated because actually nobody's born in the wrong body. But this is all about people being happy with what they are. And a lot of the issues we face now is people not being happy with what they are in terms of their physicality, what they are in terms of their race, what they are in terms of their intelligence, what they are in terms of their earning power. All this is about unhappiness. People not accepting the reality of what they are and embracing that as well.
But that's always been the case. All we've done now is made mentally ill people, make it easier for them to destroy their own lives even more. So let's look at race thing. Look at Michael Jackson. Look what Michael Jackson did to himself. Because for whatever reasons, I think I read somewhere that he was abused by his father. Not sexual abuse. His father was a real violent man. And stuff like that. And then we have got girls cutting themselves. I remember in the 90s, that was huge in schools.
Yeah.
Girls slicing their arms.
Yeah. Anorexia nervosa.
Anorexia, throwing up. Do I look fat? Well, you're 4 stone, love. You don't look fat. I'm fat. Look at this. That's called skin. So we've always had these issues.
Yeah.
Now, we've got issues of people, 100 years ago thought they were Napoleon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, we have people who think they see the Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
So there's always been these people who are mentally ill and either destroy their own lives or convince themselves it's true because of status and validation. Our brains are very complex and they're easily broken. Very easily broken. If you like that video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and comment. And if you like what I'm saying about running for Mayor of Greater Manchester, then stick around. Tell your family, tell your friends. The only way I'm going to have a chance of winning is a grassroots movement. So be part of that movement and hit that bell. Thanks.